Hello, dreamers. Welcome back to the Mystic Hawk YouTube channel and welcome to the Pisces New Moon Collective reading. Woohoo! We got a wild and crazy, exciting, happy, potentially very happy new moon. If you let it be, coming up. Lots of interesting things coming up. This is my reading that I got from the download from the ancestors. They were really came at me, even though I have to go outside and do outside work today. They said, no, get this reading out, Marty, so that everybody can to hear what is coming up with the Pisces new moon. And before I do that, take a look down below. These are the crystals I have available either on my website or at Mystic Hawk Crystals on Etsy. I do usually a couple of times a week I add more and more crystals, so keep checking. There will be more crystals. This is what I have available. I have a couple of Tao crystals if you're really needing to ground. Not Tao crystals, but grounding crystals, and one Tao crystal, as a matter of fact. Some really interesting double terminated. And from my glass menagerie, there's a frog if you need some cleansing energy. Really want to cleanse things out, and this Pisces new moon is going to be bringing that up. I have a frog available as well. And it does. It looks like a frog. These little crystals from the old mine, from the tailing piles, they reformed themselves together, and Mother Earth did her own artwork. So this one looks like a little frog. It's really pretty amazing. So, all right. And that one right there, we're looking at right there, that's Twisted Fingers. So that's a Lemurian cluster. Okay, so moving on to the Pisces new moon reading. I'm already feeling the energy. I believe the new moon isn't official until the 2nd of February. I'm doing this on the 1st, not February, but March, the 2nd of March, and I'm doing this on the 1st of March. So, rabbit, everybody, anybody out there that knows? I've learned to say that. So, one of the things, before I get in the reading, I want to talk about the honeybee card, because I actually had an encounter with the honeybee over the last couple of days. And I'm painting the neighbor's front porch, doing some painting with the neighbor's front porch over there. And I was outside and I was drinking a cherry soda, and it had all this natural cane sugar, one of those natural cherry sodas. But oh, it was really good, and I was really enjoying it. And I noticed this little bee coming around, and she was like buzzing and wanting some of the soda. So I didn't have much left, so I drank it all, but I put the last few drops in the cap. And I literally held the cap out just like this. And the bee came, and she stayed there for a good 5 minutes or so, just drinking out of the cap. And I was holding it in the sun. She liked being in the sun because it's still a little cool out. And she was just drinking and drinking from the nectar the cherry soda nectar that I was offering her. And lo and behold, I was outside this morning. So she followed me around all day yesterday. And lo and behold, this morning, I was out talking to the neighbor next door, said, okay, I got to go do this reading, and then I'll come over when it warms up a little better and start the prepping process for the painting. And here comes the bee. And here she was thinking I'm her beekeeper now. I'm her new best friend. Now, bees do recognize us. They know us by our smell. They have a powerful sense of smell. So she knows who I am. And she said, oh, there's my friend that gave me that nectar. And she was literally walking on my shirt and everything. I'm not afraid of bees. Of course, I've been in horticulture, gardens, and being out in orchards and stuff like that. So bees are really important. So I'm used to being around beehives and stuff. And I know not to swat them, and I know not to fear them. They will smell the fear on me and sting me and kill themselves in the process. We need the honeybees. They're really important for pollination. If we don't have them, we don't have food. So bees are our friends. So I was like, thank you, honeybee. I wanted to encourage her to stay around. I'm going to be planting my garden soon. I need my flowers pollinated. Now, the interesting thing is that when we come in to get the honeybee card, I might have to put my glasses on so I can see. It says, let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. All right, so I looked up and seen what the honeybee card meant, because to me she's life. Honeybees represent life. The pollinators are life of the garden. So from the gardener standpoint, yes, I'm really happy to see a bee come around. But compassion and forgiveness. And then when I went on to read more about this, it was about judgments and the judgments we have about other people, and talking about those judgments we have about other people are often things about ourselves that we don't like, maybe even things we hide about ourselves that aren't up to the surface. And it says whatever the first, when you're talking about and a lot of us say, I don't have any judgments, I'm not judgmental. Okay, we need to be honest, we're human beings with egos on this planet. Even though you have worked really hard to clear and clean the energy of the ego, it still can get judgmental. We were in, from the day we were born, we picked up judgments of our parents and the people around us, our communities, churches, schools, you name it, siblings, friends. We have learned to be judgmental in the society. So we see somebody, I think that person's selfish, I think that person's a no good, blah, 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 blah. I think this person is this or that. We're in particular talking about negative judgments at the moment. So look at these judgments and say, okay, I'm saying selfish, lazy, intolerant. Okay, these things I want to label this person with. And so the guides have asked us to kind of sit down with the honeybee. The honeybee asked us to say, okay, let me look at myself and see how I've been judgmental with others. And then take it deeper and see how I've been judged in the same way. That same word, lazy, intolerant, critical, a jerk, a butthead, whatever word you want to put on it. Okay. If I'm to be honest with myself, I've seen that I've been all of these things. And so forgiving the other people, forgiving ourselves, and having compassion and allowing ourselves to be human. Yes, this does have a lot to do with the Pisces new moon energy, because that's what Pisces is about. The highest level, the highest octave, the high heart chakra of Pisces is about being compassionate and joyous and open. That's that spirit, the connection to the ultimate spirit, the ultimate being of service to others. We're just coming out of the time of Pisces, out of the time of Christ and Christianity and all of that, and being the sacrificial lamb to be of service to other people. And now they're saying it's time to pull ourselves out of that sacrificial lamb situation and up into service through joy, being of service to others by what brings us the highest joy. That's that high heart energy. I really enjoy doing this. I enjoy being out in nature and connecting with nature and telling stories, just like the honeybee. That brings me high joy to bring that energy to you guys. So yes, the Pisces season is something really good, unknown. Everything is in this depth. You notice both the whale and the firefly here, they're both in the dark, coming toward the light. The firefly is creating the light. The whale is surfacing up to finding the light. Interestingly enough, the whale also talks about compassion. There's a lot of healing going on, a lot of compassion we need to have for self and others, so that we can open up to these wonderful surprises, so that we can open up to what Neptune and Jupiter and Pisces is bringing us for this reward, for the Dharma, for all the good and wonderful work that we have put out there to help others. But it doesn't even have to be in a big way, like getting on a YouTube channel. It could just be the simple little things we do for the people around us, whether they be in our family, friends, neighbors, or people that we work with. Just the little things that we do. Those are just as important, if not more so, than the bigger things, because it's about the giving and the receiving, the give and take, like the standing people talk about, the tree people. The ancestors gave me this to remind us, though we are connected deep within the Mother Earth, we also reach up to Father Sky. We receive from the earth, but they give back out. Trees, all the plants, just like the honeybee, that they dearly depend on the plants for the nectar. and for the pollen. And what they do in exchange is to pollinate the trees and the flowers and everything that grows food for every other creature on this planet. If you don't eat a tree, you're going to live in a tree. You're going to live in a house that was built with a tree. I mean, the standing people, the plant people, they do are the biggest givers on this planet. So it is talking about giving and receiving, but also about keeping that in equal balance as well, to make sure you give as much as receive. Now, the whale energy, that really, really does bring me to this Piscean moon. There's something down here in the depths. There's some kind of secrets. There may be secrets that you've been keeping from yourself. There may be secrets that are going on around you. Something is coming up, and I believe for a lot of us, it's our own particular subconscious energies coming up. Yep, some of them are fears. Yep, some of them are those self-critical, self-sabotaging emotions. Some of them are how the reason why we keep telling these victim stories over and over again. And remember, when the whale goes upside down, when the whale is turned upside down and is out of balance, it's about telling those same old stories instead of having compassion and learning from our experiences and using those experiences to help others. We're telling the story of why we feel justified in the judgment that we have of other people, and then justified in staying in our victim routine and not rising up to the high heart chakra, not rising up to the tops of the trees and grasping what our true potential is, grasping what we came here to do, to offer the world. And not only that, grasping our highest destiny and our greatest joy. These old stories that we tell ourselves, I don't have enough of this because, the narcissistic ex-husband, ex-wife, whatever, totally left me destitute. I can't do this. I'm going to stay in this story. Even though that divorce happened, going on 10 years ago, you still blaming it on the ex? Honey, no. Or the old boss, or the dad, or the sister, or the best friend, whatever situation it is that you felt you were betrayed in. Telling those old stories over and over again is not going to help us move into the future. It's about having compassion for the judgment that we had on other people and being able to say, maybe I had a little bit of that in me, and that's why this person came to challenge me, to show me. Perhaps that person came to challenge you, to show you how powerful you are, how strong you can be, because they did put you in that situation where you felt like you were betrayed, lost, abandoned, whatever it is. But you were able to live through it, grow through it, and rise above. What I'm hearing is what don't kill us makes us stronger, right? So that's what the whale knows. And, every little barnacle on that whale's nose is kind of like a notch in her belt, so to speak, of all of the trials and tribulations she's not only lived through, but rose above and continued on. Then we move into the fox medicine. The fox. Oh, he's the family protector. He actually a very loyal mate. So there may be for some of you, a soulmate on the way. Some very loyal mate. If not, some kind of partnership, business partnership, collaboration, mentor, teachers, somebody coming along to help you, to guide you through these new and exciting times. Maybe it feels like fear and anxiety, but hey, why not let it be excitement, right? That's a better place to put that energy. And the fox, it could be you being this teacher that's rising up to come to teach other people. And the fox is absolutely ingenious the way they come about teaching. A very unique and different approach than others. And that's why so many people are drawn to the fox. Now, if fox is out of balance, I'm going to tell you all the out of balance energies as well. When fox is reversed, it can get a little sneaky. He wants shortcuts. He don't want to go through the depths and go through all the trials and tribulations that whale did. Whale being the oldest teacher connected to Sirius, remember, and the star system Sirius, Series B, as a matter of fact. the old record keeper of the planet. You know, whales are very ancient mammals, and doesn't want to go through that process. Maybe I want to get it quicker. I want to come over here and try to steal the information from whale and then go use it. You know, well, it's just not going to work. I mean, because it's not honest. But when the fox does settle down and come by this uh, information, and I'm saying honestly because that means to actually do the work in Fox's way. Don't have to do the work in Whale's way, but do the work in Fox's way. Then the information becomes solid. Then Fox can own the information and be the teacher. It's not just something they're getting from memory. It's not just getting something they're trying to get from mimicking the whale. The fox can't be a whale, right? Fox has to be Fox in his own unique, beautiful self. All right? And here comes Firefly. Firefly comes along during this Pisces New Moon energy. This is the energies the Pisces New Moon is bringing in. These moments of inspiration. But what? Firefly, they don't leave their light on the whole time. They're just a little burst of energy, little burst of insight, a little burst of creativity and genius ideas out there. And this is what Fox is out there catching the fireflies. You imagine a fox outside. I've actually seen one do that in my backyard one time. He often come to eat the mulberries. Foxes will eat vegetables and fruits and vegetables as well as little animals and stuff. And he was out scrounging up the mulberries that had fallen out of one of my trees in a place I live. And then another evening, I saw the fox out there, and he was chasing fireflies. It was so fun. He just jumping up and trying to get the fireflies, snapping up. Just having a good time. They just like to have a lot of fun. So, but what this firefly card is trying to let us know is when we get those ideas, when we get those inspirations, write them down, catch them before they disappear. That might be that $1 million idea. It doesn't even have to be about money, but that genius idea, the poem, the song, the painting, the idea for the next class or the thing that you want to teach, if that's what you do, or the next thing you want to build, some ingenious idea to how to work around this really intense, complex problem comes in an instant with the firefly. Perhaps in a moment where you weren't even thinking about the situation. That's when you get the ingenious inspiration. So keep a notebook on you or keep your phone notes on you and type it in. Write it down somehow. Because during this Pisces new moon, we're going to be inspired. Let the inspiration come. Don't keep telling yourself these old negative, heavy stories and end up being a belly up whale, beached whale on the beach. We don't want to go back into that same old story. This is the door where the opportunity opens so that we can go into the new paradigm. So this is our chance. All the planets are direct. Everything is full go. Take these flashes of inspiration and use the shaman's drum to drum beat all of that negative stuff out of you. Instead of letting your environment, TV channel. Okay, I'm going to give you a song that goes along with this Pisces New Moon readings by the Red Hot Chili Peppers called Throw Away Your Television. Listen to that song. Oh my goodness, it's so pertinent to what's going on right now. Throw Away Your Television by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'll put a link down below. Anyway, it's talking about drumming instead of having fear drummed into your head, drumming it out. Using actual drums, listening to shamanic drums. There's lots of YouTube shamanic drumming and stuff. You just want to listen to that, even if you're walking around cleaning your house or in the course of your daily work. That will help to raise your vibration and drum out that negative old victim story. I'm hearing for some of you, it might bring the story up for a moment, but that's only so that you can observe it and let it go. Just observe it. Okay, yeah, I see that still in me. I'm going to forgive it. I'm going to have compassion. You can say the Ho'oponopono around it. I say it in a little different way than some people do. I've been following Dr. Hugh Lin for about 7 years now. He's the one that brought the Ho'oponopono. You should, if you hadn't heard his story, Dr. Hugh Lin, Hewlin. He's of Hawaii, and if you watch his stuff, he's such a chill dude. He will teach you about 0 point. Indeed. So check out some of his stuff. But yeah. So, when that gets all drummed out and we get into that space where we're just in the moment and the here and now, that's when all this wonderful Pisces, Jupiter in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, the Sun in Pisces, the Moon in Pisces, we're in a little bit of Pisces stellium here, can come and bring us some wonderful gifts and expand us into that new year. But it is about letting go of that old stuff, grabbing onto those inspirations when they come to you. Um, this is malachite here, so some of you may want to work with malachite, but the shamanic drumming is also talking about there may be like the bee came to me, so that the bee was a medicine teacher for me, just because she was, she's been visiting me for 2 days in a row. That would be a medicine teacher coming in a plant or insect form. Also, they can come in forms of crystals. They can come in forms of just a pretty rock that you find on the ground, whatever it may be. So pay attention to the signs and the symbols going on around you. Especially during this Pisces season, 12th house, that's a subconscious energy that all life is talking to us through all of the signs and symbols. So, woo! Wow, that was some powerful energy that just ran through me to give this message. Remember to be that unique individual, ingenious teacher, whatever it is you teach in the world, however it is, and grab onto those inspiring ideas. And, help let the whale, with her compassion and her gentleness and her deep understanding, because she's been through so much and lived through so much, to help to clear out that watery depths of the subconscious that is going to be bringing stuff up. Stay in the high heart. Stay in what gives you joy. Do your best. I know sometimes we can get into those old stories, and for goodness sake, turn off that television, dreamers. All right. All right, there you go. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, watching. It really does. I mean, I love the comments. Y'all want to leave a comment, all of that stuff. It really does help my channel. Thank all of you that have bought crystal from me at Mystic Hot Crystals. It really, really does help me to be here and deliver these messages for you. Anything you can do, I do appreciate it. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Until then, sweet dreams, dreamers.